Hey, my name's Aannsha. Let's felt some little Easter eggs. Today I'm going to show you how to felt these little eggs for Easter. So if you're interested in doing that as a really different, unique gift or something that you can put on your table for Easter Sunday, then let's get started. What I'll be using for this project is little polystyrene Easter eggs, which I picked up from Spotlight. I've got some wool rovings, which I got from Spotlight as well. It's not the really soft, fine merino wool that I like to use, but it'll do the job well, and it comes in lots of different colours. I've also got some pure wool twine, which I'm going to use around some of them just to add a bit of extra interest. So then what we're actually going to use is a bowl of water. This is sort of warm, some olive oil soap and dishwashing liquid. All right, looks like we've got everything we need to begin. So let's get started. All right, so first things first. Still got some little bits in it. So first of all, you want to probably choose what colour you want. I'm going to start with the blues and the purples. So wool rovings, basically, if you didn't know, it's unspun wool that's been sheared off the sheep. It's been washed and all the bits taken out, and then it's been carded, which means it's been brushed so that all of the strands are all in one direction, so it's easy to pull off like that. So take your egg and start wrapping it with some wool. Now, as you probably know, felt is made when you stress the fibres of the wool, because they've all got little hooks on them, but the hooks don't open up until they get stressed, and to do that you use soapy water and that makes the hooks open up, and then all the hooks all sort of like grab onto each other, and as they do that they make a sort of cohesive material, and the more you work it, then it all shrinks down, which is called the fulling stage, and then you end up with felt. So let's just put a few layers of different shades in different directions around this egg. Now, normally when I lay out wool for a project, I'll be laying it flat, and I'll put one layer that way and then one layer that way and then one layer that way. It's a little bit more tricky with covering this shape, so let's just do it this way and see how well it works. And the thing is, it's like, I want to show you that it's a nice easy project, so you don't have to be perfect when you're putting it together. You do need a few layers of wool though, just to help it all to grab together. So let's do that. I'm going to get this. Now you can use a spray bottle for this, but I find this just as easy just to sprinkle it on. So I'm going to put a little bit of this dishwashing liquid into here to start it off, and I'm going to also just get my hand sort of slippery with the soap. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water around this, get it all wet. Now, basically the idea is just to work it gently to start with, and then now if this was a flat piece of felt that you were making, you would be much more gentle with this. So if you had any patterns that you were trying to sort of keep, that the wool would stay in place. But These are nice free-form little felted eggs, so it doesn't matter how the colours go. See, look, it's starting to stick together already. Such an easy, quick project. And all I'm doing is rolling it around in my hands. And the more I work it now, do you remember how when we started it was sort of big and floppy because there was a big amount of wool? See how it's starting to actually take the shape of the egg? That's because it's starting to full, it's starting to shrink. So all the fibres have stuck together now, and because we're working it quickly, it's shrinking onto the egg. There we go. So there you have it, one little egg. I'm going to rinse it so that you can see what it looks like. There we go, one. So I'm going to go ahead and make a few more, and I'm going to wrap some of this around this one. So let's just wrap it. Because it's made of pure wool, it will also felt. So it'll felt possibly in a different, at a different speed. So it might look different to the rest of the orange and yellow felt, but let's just have a look. Let's just tuck it under there just to secure it. Right. Okay, so I'm going to wet it. And as long as the wool is completely saturated with water when you start, and you sort of squeeze out the excess, and it's got a good amount of soap, that's a little bit against it, then this will work. When you're choosing your yarn, just make sure that it has at least 55% natural fibre. Like wool and acrylic, say it has to have more wool than acrylic, because acrylic is not a natural fibre and it doesn't felt, but the wool will. Hey look, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Look, see? Alright, I'll just rinse that. What I'll do at the end is I will rinse them all in plain water, squeezing out as much soap as I can, rinse it again in plain water, and then add a little bit of vinegar into the finishing water. That helps the wool to relax, and because it likes to be in an acid environment really. So now I'm going to make the rest of the eggs, and I'll come back to you shortly. Okay, well, I've felted all of the little eggs now, and what I've got to do now is just rinse them. So let's just do that quickly. I've got some cold water here. I'm just going to chuck them all in here and squeeze out as much soap as I can. See how they're floating. As I said earlier, if you want to keep these little eggs for as long as possible, then it's best if we bring them back to a neutral or slightly acid environment. The soap that we use to felt the wool has left them alkaline, so we're going to take them out now and change the water and put some vinegar in. You don't need much, just enough to, as I say, give it a slightly acid environment. So now we're going to just dunk all of these back in here. Give them a bit of a squeeze so they soak up the water. It's not a strong solution, so it's not going to make them smell of English fish and chips, which are usually slathered with vinegar. She's going to make them last happily. So I'm going to take them out now, give them a bit of a squeeze. See how easy and quick this is? It's such a simple little craft that you can do. And look, if you don't celebrate Easter, but you celebrate the pagan festival representing fertility and spring, then this is also a great craft for you. Yeah. Lovely. So let's have a look, see what they look like in a bowl, shall we? There you are, beautiful Easter eggs made with felt and lots of love. So if you're going to make this project yourself, do let me know what colours you used. You may have just sort of used 1 or 2 colours to go with the table decorations for Easter, or you may have, like me, have used lots of different colours because you like multicoloured things. One thing that you can do when you're making this, if you've got some silk rovings, which is basically, they look like wool but they're actually made of very fine silk, that will give these eggs a lovely luster. I don't have any on me at the moment, so I didn't use any, but if you want to really bring your Easter eggs up a notch, then put in some silk rovings or bamboo rovings. There are a few different natural fibres now that have a lovely luster to them, so that's also another option for you. I hope you like this project. My name's Aannsha Jones. I've got lots of other crafting projects on my channel, including more felting, eco printing, how to make waxed food wraps and lots more, so do check out the rest of my channel. And if you'd like to see more of these crafting ideas as I come up with them, remember to subscribe and click on the little bell icon, and that way you'll be notified of all future video updates. In the meantime, have a fantastic crafting fun day, and I'll see you next time.